We're live here at the Freetown International Airport, where we've been since 11 p.m. yesterday when the AYV team arrived. Of course, we did the necessary technical setup, and as you can see from the backdrop, dignitaries and VIPs who are supposed to be here are currently making their way to the launch ground here at the Freetown International Airport. But one thing I like to bring to the attention of the viewer is that the access point here is strictly by invitation, but there are video billboards across the township of Lungi providing live feed from this particular center through the Africa Young Voices Media Empire, provided also by Crips International, and the sound system here has been provided by Crips International. But just to take you through to what we expect here this morning, giving a rundown of the show before I bring in the Deputy Minister of Transport to give us a detail of what we shall be expecting here this morning. According to the program of event, we are expecting, and that's what we are on now, the arrival of guests 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and we'll have the arrival of the Vice President at exactly 10 a.m. and the arrival of His Excellency the President at exactly 10:30 a.m. and a call to order will be done by the Senior Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Transport and Aviation. And of course, we shall be ushering prayers in both faith, Christian and Muslim, and also we shall be having the introduction of the chairman, and it's going to be done for us by the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, and I shall have him shortly here to speak a word or two on the preparation so far here this morning. But of course, we shall be having the opening remarks and also the welcome address by PC by Shebre the third, the paramount chief of this particular chiefdom, Kafobul of Chiefdom, where this airport is situated. But I like my producer to now usher in the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, of course, for him to give us an overview of what's happening. Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Good morning, my brother.
What's the preparation right now here?
The preparation is top-notch. We are just waiting for the arrival of His Excellency the President for the commission of the airport.
How are the seating arrangements done? Because the team AYV, we were here as early as 10-11 p.m. yesterday, and we're still seeing the arrangements going. And what are the provisions made for ordinary citizens who don't have access to enter here?
Everybody has access to enter this place. If you can look at the far right, or on the far right out there, you will see another city accommodation, and a giant screen has been erected so that people can see the program live. What we don't want to do, we don't want the crowd to gather here so that they can even spoil the edifice before we start operations. That is why we partition people, we put them according to categories. On this side, you have the VVIPs, and on this side, you have the members of parliament and other dignitaries, and out there you have the ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, and paramount chiefs as well.
Now, Minister, to the numbers and the data, take us through, is because that's the question we asked you the last time, 2 weeks or so, when we were here. Is this a new structure, or is this just an existing structure to the old one that we had?
It is as clear as anything. This is a complete departure from the old. This is a brand new international airport. By the time we operationalize this airport, we won't have anything to do with the old airports at all. But then we are equally contemplating how we can use that old airport to generate income, or how can it be beneficial after the commissioning of this new airport. So it's a brand new airport. There are things that make up an airport, and that is what we have here. So like other people are saying, some people, of course, I know they will say so because to them, that is how they will get political gains. That is where they will score political points. But then we are putting that to rest today. They are coming here, and everybody will be taking on a conducted tour. When the president shall have commissioned this edifice, you will now have the opportunity to get in there. And by the time we operationalize it, Sierra Leoneans, even our brothers in the diaspora, who are like the doubting Thomases, will be using this edifice. And then they will come to the understanding, and clear understanding for that matter, that this is a brand new airport. What perhaps people are grappling with, we have what we call self-low esteem. Most people are of the belief that Sierra Leoneans cannot do this, but then we just want to tell them we are forward-looking people, we can achieve this, and there is more to come.
take us through the figures and the certification process, because that's also a concern. You mentioned the last time that ICAO is expected to be here sometime in May, and of course that's a huge advantage, looking at the fact that the last time we came close to anything certification was in 1996. What will this mean for air transport, especially travel fee?
It is going to open the aviation space, the airspace. We are going to have more interested parties who may want to come and invest in the transport sector, especially the aviation sector. But then what we had before this time was something left to us by our colonial masters, because the old airport was built in 1945 by the British Air Force. It was built apparently with the understanding that the Second World War will extend beyond the 1945, so that they will use it as a landing spot. When they went, we took it. So that facility was not actually built for civil aviation. That is why today is a milestone. Today is extremely very important, because this calls for celebration. As an independent country, we now have this to us, built by Sierra Leoneans after independence in 1961. But then, more importantly, this is going to attract a lot of other aircraft. And by the time they start coming to Sierra Leone, this is what you will now have. You are going to have more carriers coming, more competition, and then you open up the space for competition. And that will bring the ticket price down, because you will now have to compete with other carriers. You no longer have the monopoly, meaning the only carrier where they go solo, for instance. You will now have bigger aircraft coming, and then the price will eventually go down.
Quickly, let's speak to the figures, the money involved, and then the option that was available. I know the comments you made the last time, but I'd like you again to make it clearly on air. The Mamama Airport and this, and I do not want to cut you, but I know you repeat the statement. Why this option? What's the figure, what's the amount poured into this facility, and why wasn't the Mamama Airport a realistic venture? Why did we have to go with this one?
In the first place, I have said this, I'm on record, and again, I want the viewers to put me on record on this. There was no project like Mamama. Because when you say you want to erect an airport, there are certain conditions that has to be met before you even start the commencement of the construction. In the first place, there was no land acquisition at Mamama. Mamama is not just an open field. Mamama comprised of 3 villages. I have been there physically. I've spoken to the villagers, the headmen and other people, the youths, the women. There was no land acquisition. There is no document to the effect that they actually acquired land for the purpose of construction of an airport. So I will always say, like I've always said, it's a figment of somebody's imagination. And Sierra Leoneans were hoodwinked. At least those billboards were put up to get some political gains out of that. So when we came to power, we realized that was not realistic. In the first place, if you even look at the loan scheme that was involved in the whole process, had it gone through, Sierra Leoneans were going to pay back for that airport for over 40 years. Meaning even your own children will be paying for that airport. But then we decided, the president said, why do you want to cut off Lungi? Why do you want to reduce Lungi to a mere fishing village? Now that they have the land, why don't we construct a brand new international airport at the same location so that Lungi will open up? Because government is even contemplating on building a brand new commercial city, an executive city. And we are looking at Lungi in that direction. So why not open Lungi to have this facility? So that Lungi can.
What's the figure are we talking about here for the construction?
The money is $270 million, and they are operating this. It's a BOT agreement. You build, you operate, and then you transfer. And this is going to last for 25 years. After which it will now be given back to our people for operations. But then the good thing we have done is we have employed every worker that was working at the old airport. They are going through the training, so by the time we operationalize this, they will be fit for purpose as well, and they will meet up with the 21st century.
All right, thank you very much, Deputy Minister.
You're welcome.
All right, and that's the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation there, Rex Bonofa, talking to us. But we have the Presidential Advisor on Infrastructure, Dr. Tambi, joining us. Dr. Tambi, we just spoke with the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation there. As someone responsible for advising the President on infrastructure, how important is this infrastructure to Sierra Leone?
Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm not only an advisor to the President, I'm also the chairman of the Presidential Infrastructure Initiative, OPII. What you see here today is a product of OPII. OPII conceptualized planned, designed, and implemented this project. Contrary to what you may hear, this is the work of God through OPI.
Now, the Deputy Minister mentioned that this is not just an airport, it's an edifice. I'm looking at the structure and what it will bring to Sierra Leone. Is this rebranding, or is it just showing the world that, yes, we can do it?
Unfortunately, I don't want to preempt what I'm going to say here today. We have a design philosophy that went into the design of this airport, of this terminal, and also the air traffic control tower. There's a philosophy behind it, there's a knowledge behind it, and during my presentation, I will spend time to explain so people can understand that we're in the new direction, the new Sierra Leone.
Quickly, before we leave you, Doctor, are there any more proposals in the pipeline? We now have an airport like this. It is completed. Are there any more proposals Sierra Leoneans should look up to?
Yes, certainly, yes. OPII, our mandate is to plan, design, and implement strategic and transformative infrastructure projects across all sectors. So this is just the beginning.
Are there any plans for the Lungi Bridge?
Certainly it's coming. If you see this, nobody believes I will do this, or we can do this. That's happened. So you just rest assured. We are coming.
All right, thank you very much, Doctor. Yes, of course, over to you, Phoebe and Elizabeth. I was speaking there to the Deputy Minister initially of Transport and Aviation, Rex Bonafa, and immediately there, the and now we are having currently local authorities from the Kafobulum chiefdom. Of course, as I stated earlier on, we're expecting the paramount chief of the Kafobulum chiefdom to give us the welcoming address. And of course, we are having feminine bands all across this arena, and we're having also local people who are very key to this particular edifice or infrastructure going forward. But with me, I have Honorable Solomon Jamiu here, who is with me to speak more on the issue of the airport. How important, because Phoebe is just highlighting that this is a bragging right for Sierra Leone. How assertive is that going to be when you look at the structure?
I think it has a multidimensional strategic relevance, economically, socially, security-wise as well, and also in terms of ratings within the context of the international civil aviation benchmarks. I mean, and indeed at different stages of the construction up to this moment, that it will please His Excellency the President to be commissioning a first of its kind Freetown International Airport. International Civil Aviation Authority has been involved in terms of assessing it to ensure that it attains the best ratings so far. So we also think that this is important for Sierra Leone because Sierra Leone is doing this for the very first time. At least over 80 years ago, the Freetown International Airport was constructed by the British, and of course for military purposes, then to enhance its efforts in the World War. So this is the first time that really the government and the people of Sierra Leone are doing an airport, courtesy of the vision, the bold and transformative efforts of His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio. So we feel proud as Sierra Leoneans that we are having this. It's a first of its kind. It's a state-of-the-art airport. It has a runway, one of the longest. It has 4 state-of-the-art terminals. The biggest aircraft now in the world should be able to land at the Freetown International Airport. This is also good for job creation. It is also good as well in terms of visibility and in terms of Sierra Leone becoming an envy of the world. I mean, having this, every Sierra Leonean should feel proud that His Excellency the President is commissioning this today.
What will this mean for internal air travel? Because I spoke with the Deputy Minister moments ago, and we spoke on the old structure. What's going to happen to that structure? Whether we're going to have an investment or we're going to look at internal air structure as well. We'll have airfields across the country, as was the case after independence. Is that a thing of reality as well?
Well, I think this new Freetown International Airport, when you look at it, I mean, your instinct would want to suggest, the ambience. But we have to go over and beyond the ambience and look at the capacity, even in terms of retentive capacity for flights landing and taking off. Also in terms of the capacity of passengers, you know, it will be like 3 times more than what the old airport has been having. So even in terms of retentive capacity for passengers, but also in terms of comfort, you'll find out that you have a more faceted, you have facilities that are multifaceted. You'll have more now in the new Freetown International Airport than you ever had in the old airport. I was also talking to the Director, the Commissioner General of the National Revenue Authority. I mean, from his assessment, he was saying that this one really aligns with the vision of his authority, and he believes that his workers should be able to work here. So I think if you look at the several facets of the workforce, operations, maintenance, management, several areas of the operations of the airport, I think this one really meets international standard. So it is good for the purposes of passengers moving out of the country, but also receiving passengers coming in. If you also look at the presidential terminal, it's one of the best in the world. So I think from layer to layer, from component to component, you would realize that this is far more than what Sierra Leone ever had, and this indeed aligns with most of the best airports that we find in the world.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister.
It's a pleasure, thank you.
And of course, I'm still Phoebe. We have local authorities. Like I stated, this particular infrastructure is key to the people of Kafubulum, to the people of Lungi. We need to have the Paramount Chief of Kafubulum here. Yes, sir. You know, speaking to the importance of this structure, especially being constructed again here within Kafubulum, what does this mean?
My brother, I want to thank you very much, and I thank the Almighty God and the President, President Badabio, for this wonderful project for Kafubulum people and the entire country. For us as a Chiefdom people, as a community stakeholder, it means a lot for us as far as development is concerned. This is the way that a president should demonstrate to his people. This type of development is a sustainable development, which is very, very important for this country. So I want to thank you very much, and I want to thank the entire SLP government for this wonderful project.
Now, in the agenda, we are expecting a welcome address from the people of Kafubulum. What will be that address?
I don't want to preempt. For now, really, let everybody wait and see what will be the outcome of the address of the welcome address from the Honorable Paramount Chief of Kafubulum Chiefdom. Thank you very much, my brother. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we are really happy for this.
Thank you very much, sir. Of course, I was speaking there to the Paramount Chief of Kafubulum Chiefdom. As you see, earlier on, as I stated, Phoebe, we are having different sets of bands currently within the arena. As I said, it's getting a bit noisier than usual here because of the different ambience we are having currently. And of course, Salifu is also set for us right at the entrance of this particular structure. We're currently within the precincts of the Freetown International Airport, but I think Salifu has a better view of how jam-packed the entrance is and how the security personnel are handling that particular area. Of the past administration as a minister, and there were talks of another airport at Mamama, and that didn't actualize, but we now have another airport in Port Loko, and you also a resident minister, Northwest. What does this mean?
Well, I have been vindicated. You talk as if you were present in our cabinet when the suggestion was made that the airport would be moved from Lungi to another place closer to Freetown, Songo, which for me is the western area rather than Port Loko district. I saw that there was a depletion, an intention to deplete the grace of Port Loko and the prosperity of Port Loko district. But when President Julius Maada Bio became president, even before that, He told us that he became president through his vice president, Jules Jallo. They are going to they're going to retain the airport here. They didn't even promise they were going to build the airport. So they retained the airport, but they have gone beyond that. They built a new one. So they actually have delivered more than they promised. And I think these are people that we must be happy for. We are happy here. We are happy for President Julius Maada Bio. He is the right leader for Sierra Leone at this time. Like I said earlier, no better time to be a Sierra Leonean. No better time to come from Kafubulon, Lokomasama, Kamasundu, and in the rest of the Port Loko district. Thank you very much.
Before I leave you lastly, there's also another promise or another project. I spoke with Dr. Tambi and he highlighted again that the Lungi Bridge is not yet out of the equation. If that actualizes, what will that mean?
I hope at my age I will be here to actually witness the inauguration and the commissioning of that bridge. I speak with President Bio. I speak with Dr. Tambi. I know that the equation is still live and it is on course. I believe we might surprise Sierra Leone. President Bio might even turn the sword for the building of this before the end of the first term. That is what we are looking forward to. He is like President John F. Kennedy. When he said that America was going to land a man on the moon in 1963, the whole world laughed. They say he's a dreamer. Well, 6 years later, in 1969, Louis Armstrong and his colleagues landed the first steps on the moon, the giant step for mankind. I know President Bio will do that for us. Thank you. You're welcome.
And of course, that's the resident minister, Northwest, and also presidential spokesperson, Alpha Kanu. Alpha Kanu, as he is known, speaking on what this edifice, the structure means for Port Loko, and also other proposed infrastructure that will benefit the Port Loko districts. But also I have here with me again Honorable Dr. Kadekole Yunkela, who is not from Port Loko, but very close to Port Loko. I was speaking just now with the resident minister Northwest on what does this mean. Firstly, Honorable, let's speak. As a member of parliament from the opposition National Gun Coalition Party, what does this structure mean generally for Sierra Leonean?
Well, first of all, let me say that I'm here indeed in my capacity as leader of the NGC in parliament, and I'm here to support development. This is a huge development. It has been done on time by a private company in a model that is build, operate, and transfer. It's a significant investment. This is the kind of investments we want to come in, big companies to take a risk and do a structure like this. So I believe I'm here to support that notion of a public-private partnership and for such transformative infrastructure. I believe this will have big benefits. We've already debated it in Parliament, that with this, we're hoping we meet all international standards to attract more flights to our country. Hopefully, our prices will go down in terms of tickets. Tourism could boom, but more importantly, we become a very important logistics hub. Lungi is supposed to be an area where you can produce vegetables, other products that can easily be taken out by aircraft that have empty cargo space. So this is an important investment if managed well and other ancillary projects are built around it. It could make the economy boom, but also not only the Port Loko Cambia axis, but in fact the whole country. It's an important gateway.
As someone who was part of the debate in Parliament, as someone who might have gone through the contracts and all the clauses in there, 25 years down the line, do you think this structure will still benefit Sierra Leone?
It has to. I mean, these are long-term investment. You don't make this investment for 25 years. You make this investment for 50 years or more. So it's all those other benefits and projects we need to build around it. Horticultural production in Lungi so that they can take it out by flights. It happens in Kenya and other places. They grow vegetables and flowers the next day. The products are in European markets. That's the thinking we should have. Also as a logistics hub, as a refueling station for other aircrafts. And of course, I mentioned the core benefits for tourism. So I see this as being important, but it's up to us Sierra Leoneans now. This is a private company. They'll get their money back. It is for us Sierra Leoneans to maintain it, use it properly. You use the toilets, you flush it. You don't just drop garbage anywhere. The cleaning crew that will be hired after these people leave, they do their job. Let us do our job honestly, and then the country benefits. This is a long-term investment. It's not a short-term investment. So we are hoping that all the benefits can be achieved over time. Thank you.
That was Honorable Dr. Kanekolo Yunkela, the party leader of the National Grand Coalition in the House of Parliament. But Salifu Cherno Kamara is all set for us at the entrance, and we are now joining him and going live to him to also give us updates of what's happening in that particular part of the same precinct.
Okay, thank you, Mattia. So we are close to the main gate leading to the airport here. So, and this is a very historic moment for many. So that's why you see a lot of people who are coming from different parts of the country to witness this occasion. And the security personnel are doing their best to control the crowd, because dozens of people are here coming from across the country to witness this occasion. And as you can see, they're trying the best they can to control the crowd. And the crowd, some of the people, because the area can't afford to hold people, so that's why it has been divided into categories. So when you look over here, where you see some people standing and others are seated, so this is for the people who are coming, like all other ordinary citizens who are coming from the Kafubulum chiefdom, some who are coming from other parts of the country, and even those who are coming from Freetown. And I have some people here because we want to take their reactions on what they think experiencing this historic moment, because according to the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, the first airport was constructed in 1945. So to many of these people, this is a historic moment to be a part of this momentous occasion today. So I have a young man here who will tell us his name, and he will tell us where he is coming from. And so could you please tell viewers your name and where you're coming from?
My name is Joshua Bibangura. I'm here a resident in Lungi. This is where I stay.
So witnessing this occasion today, what does this mean to the youth of Lungi and the country in general?
Well, as somebody that resides in Lungi here, it's a very, very wonderful occasion, and it means a lot to we, the indigents of Lungi, because this has brought in a lot of development, you know. So like, we are overexcited to see Shortkind wonderful improvements in our vicinity. It has given jobs to all those that are in Lungi, because now if somebody is coming in Lungi trying to develop, they must call me as a woodwork engineer or a masonry to come and construct something. And so it has already given jobs to the young people that are in the indigents of this particular land.
Okay, so the last time when we came to visit the manager told us that with the 1,000 people who are working as labor in the airport, 700 of them are locals, Sierra Leoneans. So with what you are saying, are you confirming that a lot of youths in Lungi were part of those people who were employed during the construction of this three-dimensional airport?
Absolutely. There is nothing to dispute that fact, because that's just the fact. It's based on reality, because I've been here and I have brothers and sisters that are working here. And despite that, we didn't just look at people that are working to bring the completion of this particular new airport. But let us take a look at this. Others are outside there, and because of the improvement that has come to this vicinity, now we have people luring in to buy lands, and when they buy lands, they must need local people to do those construction. And so despite the 1,000 here or the 700 here, we have more than 1,000 that are having jobs just because of this particular development.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to us.
God bless you. God bless you.
That was a youth who is a resident in Lungi here, and as you confirmed that, because notwithstanding the 700 people that have already acquired jobs during the construction of this airport, but because of the airport, it has brought a ripple effect, because a lot of people from other parts of the country are now coming here to acquire lands, and during the construction a lot of other youths will have employment too. And also we still keep talking to people. We have a lady here who will tell us where she's coming from, because we saw her in one of the crowds, the local musicians that were coming, and we want to know what is her reaction. So but we'll go in the local dialect. You can tell people that your name and who say you come out. So you come out all the way Freetown for can witness this occasion.
Yes, sir.
So what in this mean to Wuna as woman them in the country?
Well, I think you don't get development, because it is fine for we make all us glad, we happy, that we appreciate. We pay a lot more come back for we pass this by God in power.
So, and you paying your transport for come up Freetown, or okay, it come free. So, what prompt you for can be part of this occasion today?
I come free. They give me polo free. I come free. I don't pay no transport, no ferry, everything free. So take what it.
And in the area of development, as woman them, what do you think say with this? If it beneficial to women as women them, and how we get for be beneficial to women them also?
Well, the benefit for me, because when the development don't come, with the woman they will all go develop more and more. Because some youth there, they don't get work. Now work man and work work, I do not go do on the country. Thank you.
All right, thank you for talking to me. Yeah?
Okay, yes sir.
Okay, that was just another lady who was talking to us in the area of the infrastructural development, because according to her, this will add employment to many people in the country. And as you can see, so these are the locals who are here, and I've seen one of the presidential advisors who is talking to the crowd, and we will also try to get his view. We have one of the presidential advisors here, who is John Oponjo Benjamin, and who is also here to witness this occasion. And from the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, the first airport was constructed in 1945. Seeing a brand new one today, what does this mean to the infrastructural development to the country economically?
Our leadership is properly leading the country, and we are moving forward. We are moving in the right direction, and I'm sure very soon we will put this country in a sound economic situation and environment for everybody to prosper.
Okay, so with your age, so to speak, you know what you've seen with the first one, and what difference have you seen today, witnessing this one?
Big difference. That one was made years ago for that generation. This one is made for the future generation. So there you see the difference. This one is made for today and for tomorrow. That one was made for yesterday.
And also you are part of the governance, because this debate has been going public that this is just an extension, and other people are saying it's a brand new one. So is it a brand new one or an extension of the old airport?
If I say it, you will say because I'm part of the government. See it for yourself. This is why we have brought everybody on board to come and see that this is a brand new airport built by the Mada Bio-led government for the people of Sierra Leone.
Okay, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for talking to me.
Okay, that was one of the presidential advisors, John Oponjo Benjamin, who is here also to witness this occasion. And as you can see, the whole place is crowded, and this is
the frontage there of this particular structure. But of course, we are also live here within the precincts, where we are expecting the arrival of His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, and also the Vice President, Dr. Mohammed Julde Jallow. But in the meantime, I have here with me the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Amamadi Gove Kamara. You know, I spoke just now with Dr. Tambi, and of course I also spoke with the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, Rex Bonafa, on how important this is. I want us to focus on the international scene. What will this mean for Sierra Leone as a nation?
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here this morning. Of course, this means that Sierra Leone is ready for business. This means that when His Excellency the President says that he is going to transform this nation, this is a pointer to that particular statement. You know, as Sierra Leoneans, all of us should be proud of what is happening here today. I mean, we all know that, you know, an airport is the face of a nation, of any country, because before you have access to other parts of the country, you must go to the airport. And when you see, you know, an airport of a country, it gives you a sense, you know, of what that country will look like in terms of its beauty, in terms of its readiness for business. If we go about telling people that Sierra Leone is ready for business, it should show from the very beginning when the investors or when the potential investors come here, when they land at the airport, they should see some semblance of seriousness. And that is exactly what this represents here today.
Now, for a very long time, the narrative has been that the old airport is nothing to write home about. That if you leave Sierra Leone or go and come back, it's as if you are coming to a village or a town. Will that narrative change with this airport?
But of course, I mean, even the physical structure, not to talk about all the other amenities that come with this airport. When you, before now, you know, personally, I didn't realize that things were what they were at that airport, except when we came as a team to do some checks and sort out a few things at the airport. So we got to the old airport very early in the morning when no activity was going on. Then we would get a sense, and indeed, we were long overdue as a nation, something of this magnitude, something of this stature, something of this beauty. So indeed, narrative will definitely change when you look at the size and all of what, even the location. Now you drive, you feel like you're driving to an airport. So obviously you must have been to several places and you see what obtains in other places. When you drive from your hotel to the airport, you just have this long drive, you just see the difference, you know, and this is what exactly this is all about. When you come in, you just drive all the way, you see the signpost, which is very imposing, very nice, beautiful, and when you come all the way to this point and you see what is here, I think as a Sierra Leonean, it gives you some sense of satisfaction, some sense of pride that indeed Sierra Leone is going places. You know, it's one thing talking about infrastructure, it's another thing when you're talking about sustainable. So, I mean, this infrastructure, this facility here, you know, for the longest time, even when some of us, all of us would have gone, because again, this what you see right here is sustainable, it's imposing, it's beautiful. It just speaks about the seriousness of this. I'm sure you must be proud too.
And lastly, before you leave us, will there be any foreign policy pegged around this structure, or what the structure will signify for this country?
Well, I don't know about foreign policy that would signify what the structure will speak to, but at the moment we are focusing on having this fantastic building, this beautiful edifice commissioned. And then what comes, of course, a lot of thinking has been going into a lot of things as regards the full functioning and for this whole facility to serve its purpose at the end of the day. So a lot of thinking, of course, has gone behind getting to this stage, and I want to assure you that a lot of thinking is also being done as far as getting it operationalized very purpose for which it was established. Are you proud of what you see?
I'm a proud Sierra Leonean.
Are you proud of what you see?
I am a proud Sierra Leonean.
All right, thank you.
Of course, that's the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mamadi Gobe Kamara, talking there on the significance of this particular structure. But I like my cameraman and I chatted around me to give you a view of what's happening here today. Where we are standing is currently organized and has been set up in such a way that it will entertain the arrival of the dignitaries we shall be having, and the person of His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio, and the First Lady, Madam Fatima Bio, and of course the Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallow. But as you can see from the ambience we're giving you here, from the pictures you're receiving, we also have party supporters who are also here to ensure that they cheer on the party, and you know, everything around this is ensuring that people understand that this is a new structure. That's what we got from the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation when I interviewed him earlier on whether indeed this is a new airport or it's just an extension, and we got from him loud and clear that this is not an extension of the old airport that we have. In fact, they are looking for potential partners who will partner to ensure that the old structure is not just left in its state, but probably be used for other purposes as well, whether it will be used for domestic air traffic or travel and sorts of that. And there are also other suggestions whether it will be used for the ECOWAS military depot or whether it will be used for Chinese infrastructure in the near future. But all those are flying through just by rumors. But he made it clear that that structure is open to partnership with anyone who might be willing to invest in that particular structure to see what will be done to that structure, because what he stated is that he doesn't want the structure to just lie like that. And then we know Sierra Leoneans and the culture or the problem we have with maintenance. If that infrastructure, the whole infrastructure, is not being maintained in the next 3 or 4 years, what would that mean for that structure? So he also spoke lengthily on that. And of course, also today we shall be bringing you speeches from the dignitaries and personnel that are here. But as I told you, and the ambience is where we are currently is the VIP section. This is where people who were given VIP passes are. And what you're seeing down there is the VVIP section. And in the first row of the VVIP section, we have a representative of the Suma Construction Company, the company that constructed this particular structure, this particular edifice. And also in the middle, we have ministers and deputy ministers of this particular government. And just here we have members of the diplomatic and consular corps who are also here. And after them, we have judges of the Superior Courts of Judicature and all other VVIPs who were invited. But I'll take you through what we are expecting before again we go over to Salifu from what we are seeing here at the Freetown International Airport, just to give you a view of our viewers a view of what's happening in here. Currently, as you can see, the ladies dressed in blue, the women in aviation. I'm hoping to have someone from their association or organization to talk to very shortly, but they are the women in aviation, and they are rightly so represented here this morning. But to give you a view of what we're expecting, we have the Guard of Honor who are all set up and present to make sure they welcome His Excellency the President when he shall have arrived here. And they were here as early as possible this morning to ensure that they take... They were here as early as possible to make sure that they are prepared to welcome His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio. But we want to make our way into the crowd now to ensure we give you more interviews of the dignitaries and personnel and personalities we have here today for the launch of this new structure, this new infrastructure. You're currently watching AYV television on channel 33, and we are also live on DST on channel 39. We are on radio on FM 101.7, and we are also bringing you online at www.ayvnews.com. As I stated earlier, we just spoke with the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mamadi Gobe Kamara. She asserted the importance of this particular structure and how and what it means for Sierra Leone in general. We're currently in the crowd, and we want to ensure we garner the views of more VVIPs who your screen, and in the middle of this particular section we have ministers and deputy ministers of government. It also means providing citizens of Kafo-Bolom the opportunity.
Now, so the workers, they will be feel impatient. We have to give them the assurance under President View jobs now.
Right, thank you.
But it's not like
airport. It's what is happening here.
As the minister responds
as well. In all, it suits our population of. We should stay in this.
And bring you again Salifu Cherno Kamara, who is all set for us again to give us updates as things unfold there at the entrance. And we saw him just now speaking to a presidential advisor, and they are on the reality and actuality of this particular project. And he's also set again to give us the update. Salifu.
Runway, but as you can see, people are lined up on the fence. Those who've been there for the first time, they are just looking at the runway there, and I think according to the Dr. Tambi, the last time when we came, this runway is a 2.2 kilometer runway with 60 meters wide. So as you can see, the people who've been here for the first time, all of them are lined up on the fence to watch the new constructed runway here at the new Freetown International Airport. So I will go. I'll move close to them and talk to a few people on what they feel being part of these events today, and get their views on that, on what these developments mean to them and the country in general. So, but before we do that, I don't know if you can see the runway, and this is in the runway of the airport, and because of the fence, I don't think it's too clear, but you can manage to watch in. And these are people who've been here for the first time to watch this runway. They are here also to witness the historic event. And we have someone here who I will talk to. You could tell viewers their name and. Okay, he's a chief. So, what do you mean for witness this occasion today?
Oh, I'm so appreciative for this opportunity. For let me self can see with my eyes. That me when late yesterday informed me say for move for can witness this big occasion. So I so appreciate for come and see this kind of wonderful things. So, yes,
okay, so and Una, you own chiefdom not too far from this chiefdom. So how you feel where Una sister chiefdom they get this kind of development, and not just them, but Salom as a whole?
Well, that make you come here because you so appreciate. Just a drive between 1 hour some minutes, you don't arrive to the field. So we appreciate for get this opportunity, and the same district, this field now we get it. because this is a Potlock of this street. Our solar, Marampa Chiefdom, that's a Potlock of this street. You have sister chiefdoms. So I'm happy say for here today, as with my primitive basic block in the second.
Okay, and I see you and some of you subordinates them in a group, they watch the runway. So what do they do?
Oh, because it's beautiful. That make all the call for a long time, not see this time. Since you see you arrive here today, we appreciate for watch, video, snap, so go and show colleagues them who not get the opportunity to there.
All right, thank you, Chief, for talking to me.
Thank you.
Okay, and that he is one of the people who are watching right from the fence here, and as you can see, right through down there, a lot of people are here on the fence. They are looking at the runway, and most of them, they are seeing this for the first time. Yes, and we still have people also who are here to see this day, and we have a young man here also who we want to talk to. So tell viewers that your name and which chiefdom you come out on Ayayide.
My name is Mohammed. I come out from Freetown this morning. We can witness the ceremony of the airport, say they open the airport, so we can see because people that they say the airport now add the Adam, so one can see if now add on a brand new airport they don't build, so now that we can witness. So I'm really happy for the government of Sierra Leone, which is Madabio. I'm happy for them. I'm so glad because for that kind of thing there, you don't tell they see that kind of thing there. This is a big opportunity for the country. Don't tell they see that kind of thing there. So Alhamdulillah, tell Allah thank you.
Okay, so you say so they say na add the Adam. So from what you can see, so how you go describe what you can see?
Well, what you can see and what to be done there are different. The one where we don't see a new one. What to be done there is far from the new one. Even the entrance they not be the same. The entrance, the other one they over yonder, why this one they over here. If you get a distance. So this one now a brand new airport.
So this now developments where we as Sierra Leonean them for welcome, right?
Yes sir, yes sir. Now that kind of development they are one at this country, sir.
Okay. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So he's coming right from Freetown just because he wanted to witness this occasion and see what is happening here. And we have a lot of people here also, and some in their mid-ages, some over 40 and going, and we have somebody here who is grabbing on the fence, steering on the runway. So you go tell viewers that your name and which side you come out.
Yeah, good morning, Mina Samosopo Kalon. I come on Mashaka Koya Chiefdom Poloko District, Northern Province.
Okay, you come out all the way Koya Chiefdom, Northern Province. What's in movie for Can today?
Well, to be honest, waiting movement for Can today, now for just can't get an I saw of what you only talk all about the new airport, you know, for let me say I saw because today they said in the commission today to the public that bring me calm.
Okay, so from possible they come up far from the north. I know say you don't see the first airport. So you see any difference between this and our existing airports where we don't see?
Well, I've not been too much access to the old airport, but I made to understand. I think the old airport where the plane come, we land. I think you go first touch. You go first touch the soil of the land wherever you go for they check you. But with this what I see, I think from the airport, from the plane, I don't think it gets something to do with the land. I don't believe so. You get the way they design the system from the plane to the offices now. I think by the time you step to the ground, they're going to see you checking and all the rest of it. I also believe so.
Okay, so you think say this is an extension or a new one?
No, I think this is a new one. Because when they talk about extension, I mean, extension now like you just add one or two facility, expand the ground and all the rest of it. But this one, everything you see, all the gadgets here are just new materials. So this could be a new airport. I also believe so. I stand to be corrected.
All right, thank you so much for talking to us.
Welcome.
And we have dozens of people hanging over this fence to watch the runway. So we're gonna
Thank you very much, Salifu Cherino Kamara, for giving us updates on what's happening there at the frontage of this particular precinct. But currently, behind me, we're giving you an ambience of the technical team and what's happening currently here on ground. The AYV outside broadcast truck, state-of-the-art truck, is currently here, and of course all what you're seeing brought to you live is 21st century technology, and we're bringing it live from this particular van. Our internet access, our logistics, everything that has to do with our production team is currently ongoing in this particular truck. We also have another set right close to the sound system, where we're also bringing you every bit. But what I actually wanted to show you outside the beautiful tech engineering you're seeing at the back of me here is what this particular airport means, and we also have our AYV van all set to take us through right across the township of Lungi International Airport. As you can see, our official driver Yusuf is also with us. He's called 007 James Bond. But what I wanted to show you outside that giggle is what this particular airport signifies or represents, and that's the control tower. We made a visit 2 weeks or so ago here to get a first-hand information of what the difference is between this particular tower and the one we had at the old building. Of course, the structure itself is very different, quite different, and we made our way onto that particular tower to witness the technology also is very different, because according to SUMA, this airport is catering for the biggest aircraft available in the globe. And any Concorde you're thinking about will actually tail down here to Sierra Leone, and we have a terminal that will able to accommodate the biggest aircraft in the world presently. And of course, as a result of that, it was incumbent that we also had a tower with state-of-the-art technology. And what you're seeing there, clothed in the green, white, and blue Sierra Leone flag, and also the SUMA branded white flag, there is the control tower from where people who are controlling traffic controllers, air traffic controllers, shall be signaling flights to and fro from this particular airport. But again, one thing I want to show you as well is the other facilities within this airport. Of course, we are going to take an official tour of the airport after the official, of course, but to give a first view to some of our viewers who are currently with us online and also on Facebook, AYV News and AYV Sierra Leone, our official page on Facebook, is the structure. So what this structure apparently is having is a fire station, and it was lacking or substandard for better or choice of words as compared to the old structure. But what this now signifies is a new fire station, state-of-the-art fire station, with all the necessary firefighting vehicles, equipment, tools, and personnel and training responsible for this airport, and also having a first aid treatment, state-of-the-art first aid treatment in case of anything. And within the premises also as well, we also have a mosque and a church. For example, if a passenger wants to pray in his or her faith, there is a praying room for Muslims, a room for men, and also room for women for Muslims, and there's a general church area also for Christians. And what you're seeing far side there, I want my camera operator to zoom, is the solar panel power plant put up here by SUMA Group. This is an alternative clean energy supply to make sure that this airport run efficiently. And I spoke with the manager 2 weeks ago, and I'm also hoping to get him after the start of this program to explain to us why the solar power plants. And one of the reasons he gave the other day was that there has been concern with electricity across airports, especially in West Africa, where in planes will want to come and land, but then you see there's no power, or there's power cuts. And what this facility will now provide, the solar power plant, is that at no point in time this airport will ever be dark. So even when there is no generator, when there's no electricity, there's always a backup plan of the solar power plant available here at the airport. I think those are the adage to what existed. But to give you an overview of what's happening, also we are now expecting the arrival of the Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallow. I'd like to take you through to that end of this particular area or structure, I might say. It's huge, and the working area is really, really huge, and there's a lot of acreage being put into this particular structure. But we're expecting the arrival of the Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallow, followed by the President, Dr. Julius Madabio, who's also been making his way, and we're expecting speeches from those fine personality towards the airport. But as I just showed you the phenomenon structure here, and the AYV team, the OB team, the OB van, outside broadcast, bringing you everything in real time, in real issues, bringing you the real parties here. We want to ensure that we bring you credible, factual, and all times balanced coverage of what's happening here. And Salifu Chino Kamara is still set for us over there at the frontage of this new airport, and I'd like to link over to him for now.
Thank you, Bakari Mate over there. Right down close to the terminal, the presidential terminal here. And as I said earlier, like, this place was designated for citizens who came to also witness this occasion. But from what I'm seeing right now, after we left here, minutes later when we return, you can see the place is all over crowded. You know, the canopies are in the back there, and maybe when the program starts, because of, you see, as you see, the police personnel, the security personnel are helping to control the crowd, because the crowd is so huge. And you can also see the scouts are also helping to control the crowd. And we are just close to the presidential terminal, because we have the airport has passenger terminal, the presidential terminal, and cargo terminal. And you know, there's a screen over there that is being placed for when the program starts, so that those who are seated in the canopy will be able to view. But with what is happening right now, I think some people will be deprived from seeing the screen when the program starts, because from the look of things, because of the crowd, it is so huge that a lot of them have forced themselves their ways to come over, and now they are in the line of vision of those who are in the canopy. So you can just see how people are so much excited for what is happening today, as the three-dimensional structure will be formally commissioned today, and of the Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallow, and later on the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, President Julius Madabio, who will do the official commissioning of this new airport. So preparations are still ongoing, and you see how crowded the place is, and a lot of people from various areas from the country are here to witness this occasion. And one thing that has been always been cleared, because there are two debates that in the public, that the airport is an extension, but from what we've heard from those who are responsible, it is not an extension. This is a newly constructed airport by the Suma Group, which is a 270 million project. And this project, upon completion, now that it has been completed,
National Airport, and we're waiting the official launch. But of course, we just gave you a view of what this airport holds and all the beautiful adage this particular structure is currently having. But here I have the Minister of Tourism, Memunatu Pratt, the Minister of Tourism. We were speaking just now, and all what we're saying is going to revolve around how the structure will benefit the tourism sector of this country. I think a few years ago you were speaking on the high ticket price and how that is actually affecting tourists from north coming into the country. We spoke with the Deputy Minister, and he says with this airport it is highly likely we are going to be certified, and that certification will also mean a cut down in price of air tickets. Are you foreseeing more influx of tourists in Sierra Leone with this structure?
Let me say hello to everyone and to say that today is the most exciting day and a very historic day for the development of travel and tourism as far as Sierra Leone is concerned. We all could recall that when I came into to access in Sierra Leone. One of them was about visa on arrival, and with the support of His Excellency, we are able to have visa on arrival, that you can come to Sierra Leone and just write in. But one of the most difficult problems we had was on the cost of air tickets. And up to now, we are still struggling with that. And part of that problem was the fact that our airport was not certified because it could not conform to international standards. So what it meant is that on those tickets, we are going to pay insurance for all of those flights coming in. We are paying insurance for everything, which means there has been an additional cost. So with this airport, it has completely wiped away that insurance. So what we are looking for now is to make sure that with the revision of the IATA code that was signed by Sierra Leone, which we are going to change. Of course, Sierra Leone is also now with this airport going to have a standardized cost of air tickets, which is applied to many, many countries. And I should also say that the biggest challenge we had in attracting people to Sierra Leone was the nature of the airport. We have conducted quite a number of surveys, and people were saying, coming to Sierra Leone, the airport has problems. The airport, even though it's accessible, but it's difficult for you to have that level of hospitality. So today we are saying to the rest of the world that with this airport, that has changed the stories. And we have been fast forwarding this. That all over the world, we have already informed them that we are going to have a brand new airport. And one of the good news is that even the Caribbean has approached us that they want to make Sierra Leone a flight hub as a result of this airport. It's the biggest game changer for tourism. Because you know, when people want to visit countries, one of the first things they ask you is about the airport, it's about the accessibility, it's about the comfort of coming through. And then also, how do you get immediately to your destination? But with this one, when you come in, of course, what you see, there's nothing different from what you see internationally. So which means that half of the job is done. And what the other means is that all our access routes now are going to be open. So with our visitors, they are so excited to come to this airport, and that we want to say this is going to add on to our arrivals. Already, even though when we had the COVID and what we have done, our tourist arrival is going on. And my people will be here with me that there is a big wave of change going through the tourism sector in all aspects, mainstreaming, expansion of hotels. And I want to inform them that we already have big-time hotels because of this airport that have approached the Ministry of Tourism. The Crown Plaza, the Kempiski, the Holiday, a number of them will start coming next month so that they come and explore and see the rest of the country. Because they believe the airport contributes significantly to the arrival and the decision in terms of coming to a destination. So I want to say we are extremely happy. This is really historic. This is changing all the efforts we've been making. And of course, it has made my job very easy. It has made the job easier for the hotels, made the job easier for tour operators, for the travel airlines. Because once you come in, you know you are riding in comfort. And from there, of course, we know connection is now going to be good. because we started encouraging people to use the ferries. Because once you come to Sierra Leone, the time you spend to wait for the boats, you can spend to view Sierra Leone and go into Freetown. And because of the bypass routes we have had, it can take you like 10 minutes to get to where you are going. So I want to announce to everybody that moving from the airport has changed because of this airport. You do not necessarily have to go by a boat across the sea. But with this airport, you can drive straight into Freetown in 1 hour 45 minutes. Once you get into Freetown, automatically, because of the access roads that are created, you can get into your hotel. So I want to encourage everybody, visit Sierra Leone, come to Sierra Leone. A lot has happened, infrastructure is going on, roads are expanding, hotels are expanding, and quite a lot is going on in the area of culture, the area of entertainment. It's an emerging destination, and this is the biggest advantage we've had in competing with other countries. Now, sometimes, all of us, when we go to these international conferences and this international trade fair, we have problems. We have challenges because it's very difficult for us to talk about our airport. Even though we have the nature, we have the wildlife, we have what it takes for you to be happy in Sierra Leone, the beaches and everything. But the airport has been a very, very complete negative thing before. But now, we are so happy, we are so excited. Travel is going to increase because if you have this facility, one of the things you have to do is to make sure you bring more people in Sierra Leone that can be able to ensure that this airport is utilized. The resources which are invested into this airport is quickly recovered. So tourism is actually the vehicle. Travel, tourism and hospitality is a vehicle to be able to change the face and also to support them to expand what they are doing. And then also to go in for more bids so that Sierra Leone can become a world destination.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Of course, I've got the Minister of Tourism, that's talking to us on what this particular structure means for tourism. We're bringing you a PMP of what's happening here, and Salifu is all set again to give us updates of what's happening currently there at the frontage of this particular structure.
Oh, I be one when I talk to them. You know, say IG the worker, it goes through. Minister in the one side.
Minister of Transport and Aviation, Honorable that the minister is going to this wonderful job. We will come up and we proud of you. Thank you.
I won't go inside and get
Let us recognize the presence of the Executive Director of Maritime, Mr. Paul Masako.
Yes, Remy for international, right? Remy for international.
Let us recognize the General Manager of the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority. Let's give him a big hand. We'll allow the bossman a big hand. Dr. Tiba. We'll allow clap for him. Let us recognize the presence of the General Manager of the Sierra Leone Airport Authority, Mr. Jack Masako!
I will not get to now. So they call me now. Okay, we're still right here, and as we said earlier, the security personnel, they are here, and since yesterday night when we arrived here at the international airport, this morning also we are also with the police, and with me here is the inspector right now?
Well, it is good. It is normal. Of course, we must not lose sight of the fact that this is a big moment for Sierra Leone, and it has attracted huge crowds from across the country. So under such circumstances, you expect to be a little flexible in the implementation of your security strategy. But so far so good. We have tried and everything is on course.
Okay, so are you facing any challenges with controlling the crowd right now?
No, the crowd is under control, so there are no challenges. The crowd is under control.
Okay, so and what is your assurance to the public with this crowd that is here today so that this process will be all good and successful?
Well, we are the first to get here this morning before they came. So before they came, we had already established order. So the order is what they are following now. So everything is under control. They would want to push their way, but to stop them, we have the capacity to stop them. Everything is under control, as you can see for yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to us. All right. So we, as you heard, that was the Inspector General of Police, Faya Selu, and the crowd, as you heard from him, they've been doing their best to control the crowd. And as you can see over there, dozens, if not thousands of people are gathered here today. But from what we've seen so far, the crowd is being controlled and they are doing their best so far. So we're going to go back to the VIP lounge where Bokari Matea is engaging the ministers and other dignitaries while we still monitor what is happening here with the citizens who came to witness this momentous occasion. Back to you, Bokari Matea.
Let us recognize the presence of my brother, Judge of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, those footages from within the airport, and what I like to show our viewers is what we've had the opportunity to see for the past 3 or 4 months before the completion of this particular airport, and also after this presentation, we also set through David Remy Wilson to bring the views of Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora, and we shall be joining the AYV team in the United Kingdom to also give you an update of what's happening here. But to give you an overview of what we're currently seeing, my camera operator Chedodam is all set. So this is the new structure we're seeing here at the Freetown International Airport, and this is what it's going to look like. This is how it will look like when it is fully operational. But we would like to give more of what this facility holds for our viewers, and also get the views of SUMA to understand, the technology, the dynamics, the money, and also everything behind this particular structure. So we're bringing you live footage here currently within the precincts of the airport. We have the president of SUMA Group, the manager, and who you are seeing on the round table there. We're currently awaiting that of the president and the vice president of Sierra Leone. So this is the Aptis Cafe, where passengers who shall be using this particular place will have access to. But I'd like to take you to the much talked about escalator and everything that's happening around here presently, and I'd like to usher in my cameraman Chedodami, who is all set to give us everything happening within the precincts. I shall tell you, this is the Aptis Cafe within the precincts, and on the menu there, as you can see, everything is spelled out: the Americano, cafe latte, cappuccino, espresso, double espresso, resisto, filter coffee, etc., etc. So all what you are expecting to be in a standard international airport is also available here. And as I told, we also have David Wilson, who's set to give us updates of what's happening. But here, bringing you the detail of the much talked about or the much pictured or video escalator is what we're currently witnessing here at the Freetown International Airport. And of course, we're making our way up to the escalator, and David Remy Wilson is all set to give us updates of what's happening in there. And our producer, Mohamed Amin Banya, has just informed us that the diaspora view of this structure is also important, and how to ensure that we bring Sierra Leoneans up to date with what's happening in here at this particular international airport. But I'd like to go over to David Remy Wilson, who is all set to give us to usher in the team in London, to also get the views of Sierra Leoneans who are currently joining us live in our AYV studios in London, who are set to also, take us through what's currently happening there.
International airport in Sierra Leone. It's quite a very exciting moment for Sierra Leoneans, and it's 270 million United States dollars. Freetown International Airport will today, in less than 2 hours, will be officially commissioned by His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio. Many thanks to Bokari Matia, Salifu Cherno Kamara, and Aki Koka, and also Mohamed Lamin Banya, our team right on the ground